Today's gospel reading comes from the gospel according to Matthew, chapter 17, verses 1 through 8. The translation is a message. We ask God to bless our hearing. Just help us hear something today. Move something in us, touch our heart, shift something, wake us up. 6 days later, 3 of them saw that glory. Jesus took Peter and the brothers James and John and led them up a high mountain. His appearance changed from the inside out right before their eyes. Sunlight poured from his face. His clothes were filled with light. Then they realized Moses and Elijah were also there in deep conversation with him. Peter broke in. Master, this is a great moment. What would you think if I built 3 memorials here on the mountain? One for you, one for Moses, one for Elijah. While he was going on like this, babbling, a light, radiant cloud enveloped them and sounded from deep in the cloud a voice. This is my son, marked by my love, focus of my delight. Listen to him. When the disciples heard it, they fell flat on their faces, scared to death. But Jesus came over and touched them. Don't be afraid. When they opened their eyes and looked around, all they saw was Jesus. Let's end today's reading. So this week, I was thinking about, and all the readings lately have come from the lectionary. They're the suggested readings for this time of year. And, they rotate, but for this week was Matthew. And I threw in the widow from Zarephath because it just, to me, it kind of blended beautifully with the Matthew reading today. And I think about that story of my dad every time I think of the widow from Zarephath. Now that's quite a stretch. A widow from 3,000 years ago in Zarephath in the Middle East compared to my crusty father who was a cantankerous guy who grew up in New England, spent his whole life in New England, and was quite a character, seemingly very different from the widow at Zarephath. But I always think of him when I think of that story. The widow goes out to get some firewood to build a fire so she can make the last meal that she and her son are ever going to eat. There's a terrible famine. There's no food. There's nothing to eat. People can't get their hands on anything. It's like when my dad was a kid in the Depression, but like times 10. There's nothing to eat. And the widow, who is faithful and believes in God, she says this to Elijah, oh yeah, your God lives, but we're going to die. There's nothing left for us. And she goes down just to get a little bit of wood so she can make a fire and make some biscuits for a final meal before they die of starvation. And Elijah has the gall to say, well, I know you only got a handful of flour, but make me something first. Give me a little water before you cook, before you're all done. Go, wait on me. Bring me some water, and by the way, make me a biscuit. And the widow says, I got nothing, but okay, I'll do it. And Elijah makes a promise. In this event, he's filled with the Spirit himself, and he's speaking from God, knowing that God sent him there to that particular woman, that particular widow. And he tells her, don't worry about it. Your meal is not going to run out. The meal that you're making these biscuits out of, the flour, it's not going to run out until there's rain on the land, until it's over, the famine's over. Now, I'm wondering what the widow was praying for that morning. I guarantee it wasn't that. But I don't know what she was praying for. God, help me to find enough firewood to make the last biscuit so we can eat something before we die. That was probably her highest ambition. I hope there's enough firewood to make this biscuit before my son and I die. I wonder, you know, if she even shot beyond that, what she would have thinking of. You know, hey God, maybe there'll be enough flour somewhere to live another 3 days. Like, her highest idea was never, at that point, to be like, hey, help me to run into a prophet who will bless me through you, and we'll live. We'll make it through this thing. Wasn't even on the radar screen. Nowhere in her mindset was that even a possibility. Much the same with my father. So my dad was having these strokes, you know, a lot of them, these TIAs, they're minor, but when you're 85, you know, there's no such thing as a minor stroke when you're having a stroke and hitting the deck. You know, my dad kept having these strokes, and his trusted doctor of many years, too many years, you know, told us, this is pretty much it. Yeah, he's, you know, there's just too many things wrong with him. Now, they'd said that about him many times, but this time, yeah, you know what, there's nothing we can do for him. Then we took him to a hospital, and there was a radiologist there who should have retired 10 years before. And he had operated on my stepmother 30 years before that. And she said, he knows what he's doing, you know. Well, back before we had electricity, he was one of the best there was. But things may have changed, I don't know. And folks from my parents' generation, you don't question doctors. The doctor knows what they're doing. Well, now that I'm married to a doctor, I know that that's not always the case. Wait a minute, that came out totally wrong. From her testimony, not Sydney. Sydney always knows what she's talking about, just in case she sees this. That's true. So the doctor said, yeah, you know, this thing is, my dad's carotid artery was crushed by scar tissue, and there was like 2% blood flow through it. Well, for those of you following along, you need blood in your brain. So he wasn't getting enough blood in his brain, and he's having these strokes. And the radiologist said, yeah, you know what, we can't put like 20 stents in it, it just doesn't exist. Then the vascular surgeon said, yeah, we gotta come in and seal that thing so it stops throwing the blood clots. I'm thinking, you're sealing an artery, but you kind of need blood in your brain, so okay. The vascular surgeon says, we gotta seal that and stop those blood clots. That didn't sound good. So my dad said, I don't think so, I'm going home. Which is his answer for a lot of things. Said, I don't think so. And when we were at home, he continued to have, you know, he had one that was pretty bad, and I carried him upstairs and put him in bed, and I said, Dad, we really have to go to the hospital. And he agreed. And the only reason he agreed, he was like the widow at Zarephath. He said, you know what? They'll kill me on the table. There's no way I'll make it through a surgery. Now, he told me that after. But he said, you know, they'll kill me on the table. I was shocked that he agreed to go to the hospital, because he would always fight and not. But he said, you know what, here's my out. They'll kill me on the table, it'll be over. And he was praying to die on the table. Now, I might have told you the story before. I don't know if you know what my prayer was. I was also praying that he'd die on the table. I didn't want him to come out of that surgery with even less function, perhaps brain damage, where we'd lose even more of Dad, and he'd be even more miserable and confined and restricted, and just, my dad was a nut. When he was 79, he drove to Nebraska to meet up. Nobody drives to Nebraska. I drove to South Dakota, but nobody drives to Nebraska. He did that to meet with his Navy buddies. He was very independent, and now he couldn't drive, he couldn't do, so he was losing more and more. And and my best prayer was, God, kill him on the table. Don't put him through more suffering and more anguish and more pain. Just take him home. Hasn't he been through enough at this point? That was my best prayer. I love my father, and that's the best I came up with. Kill him, God. That was my best effort. And by the way, I was like pretty much on spiritual fire at the time. I was very connected to God, and still, my idea, that was the best I could come up with. And then I met my friend Lucas. Now, I'd already known him for a while, but I happened to go to his church right around that time. And he was talking about just hopeless situations and laying that stuff down, laying that at the feet of Jesus and say, you know what, I don't have an answer, God. I don't know what the answer is. But I know that you like to show off. So show off, God. And that was his whole prayer. So I was in an emergency room trying to pick up videos of my father's brain on a DVD, I guess. And, when he was supposed to go into the hospital, like I told the kids, his doctor was like on vacation or something. I'm like, oh, great. He said, it's okay, take him down the street to this guy. So we go in there. Now, I don't know why this guy's in Worcester. I don't know. But maybe, there's some reason this guy's in Worcester, and I don't know what it is. But this guy, Dr. Wachlu, is in Worcester. And he had invented this neural intervention. And he looked at my dad's thing, and in 3 seconds he says, oh, he's never had a blood clot. Like, what are you talking about? Everybody at this other hospital told me he got blood clots. No. The odds of those being blood clots are billions and billions to 1. Like, what do you mean? Oh, it never happened in that pack. He's reading it like he's reading a sentence written by a 10-year-old kid. It was very plain. I'm like, really? He says, oh yeah, here's what we're going to do. Blah, blah, blah. They whipped something through his carotid artery, yanked it into the scar tissue, and used the scar tissue to support the artery, which is kind of crazy. And I said, okay. I said, well, what happens with this? He goes, oh, well, that would, you know what, just forget it. It works for now. Just leave it there. He didn't want to tell me the details because it was horrifying. But it worked. It worked. It worked so well that right after my father's surgery, my sister and I, who were his healthcare proxy, his power of attorney, went in, and my dad is pretending to have brain damage. 85 years old. He felt so good that he wanted to destroy my sister. So we walk in, and I'm not kidding you, my father's like pulling a Jack Nicholson from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. We walk in, and my father's like this. On the pillow. And and I walk in and I say, Dad, cut it out. My sister walks in, she's, oh, Daddy, all right. And he's like laughing at us. He's laughing. Wait, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? My wildest prayer did not include, hey God, maybe there's a guy who just invented a procedure that these other people told me maybe we'd have in 20 years. That's what the vascular surgeon told me. In about 20 years, they'll be able to fix this. Either that or a mile down the road. One of those two. 20 years, they'll be able to fix this. This guy invents the procedure. We only get there through these, and I wish I wrote it all down. There were so many steps that didn't make sense that I had to make a decision when I was in a doctor's office on behalf of my dad. And I would stop and pray and say, God, what's the next right thing here? And often I would go against what the doctor recommended, and sometimes I would go with it, and I don't know why. But it ended up, that's where we ended up. And for me, it started with show off, God, because I didn't have the answers. I didn't have the answers. And that made me think about Chaffin this week. Do we have enough in us to lay it down and to ask God to show off in this church, in this congregation? God, we need some help. We're trying to figure out where to go and how to get there and really what your will is for us, what you want us to do in this time and place, in this church, in this community, in the world. We need help. We got a lot of ideas. But we need you to really just pull something out of nowhere. Like, show us, help, give us the faith, God, to really trust that you're up to something. May not know what it is, but I really believe you're up to something. I think about, gosh, the years. I don't want to go dark on you, but I mean, there were years where when I would walk down my street to the train station in Malden, Massachusetts, I would pray, Much like the widow, hey, help me to find enough wood. Much like my dad, kill me on the table. I pray as I walk down Cedar Street to the Malden Center T station, God, give me enough courage to step off the platform today. Give me enough to step in front of that orange line when it comes down. Because I don't want to keep doing this. I don't want to keep waking up miserable, unhappy, and disconnected. But God had something different in mind. God had something different in mind. Something I could not possibly have imagined. If you told me, in 20 years, you'll be peaceful, you'll be filled with light yourself, I wouldn't have believed it. Wouldn't have believed it possible. Now, one of my favorite things Jesus said that still doesn't make sense to me, somewhere in John 14, I think, he says, you will do greater things than I'm doing. This is a guy who's, walking on water and healing people and helping blind people see, and I'm going to do greater things than you? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. It's hard to believe. But if I really believe that Spirit of Christ is inside me, as I tell you every week it is, right? And as I tell you what's inside of you, if I really believe that, is it so impossible to believe that God can continue to do amazing things through each of us, with all of us, and together? I really don't have any idea what God's going to do, but I think it's going to be pretty cool. God, we thank you for blessing us with one another and with this opportunity to come together in your presence every week. And I pray for our Chaffin family that you show off. We know you can do some wild stuff. Can you bring peace to a torn up world? I think you can if we let you. Can you bring healing and compassion to a world full of selfishness and self-interest? I think you can if we let you. I know you can. Can you bless us with faith that you have something in mind for us that's so wonderful none of us have even thought of it yet? I think you can. Bless us with the faith to believe that's so. Amen.
The message this morning is from 1 Kings chapter 17, verses 7 through 16. Eventually the brook dried up because of the drought. And then God spoke to him, "Get up and go to Zarephath in Sidon and live there. I've instructed a woman who lives there, a woman to feed you." So he got up and went to Zarephath. And as he came to the entrance of the village, he met a woman, a widow, gathering firewood. He asked her, "Please, would you bring me a little water in a jug? I need a drink." And as she went to get it, he called out, "And while you're at it, would you bring me something to eat?" She said, "I swear, as surely as your God lives, I don't have so much as a biscuit. I have a handful of flour in a jar and a little oil in a bottle. You found me scratching together just enough firewood to make my last meal for my son and me. After we eat it, we'll die." Elijah said to her, "Don't worry about a thing. Go ahead and do what you've done, what you said. But first make a small biscuit for me and bring it back here. Then go ahead and make a meal from what's left for you and your son. This is the word of the God of Israel. The jar of flour will not run out, and the bottle of oil will not become empty before God sends rain on the land and ends this drought." And she went right off and did just as Elijah asked. And it turned out, as he said, daily food for her and her family. The jar of meal didn't run out, and the bottle of oil didn't become empty. God's promise fulfilled to the letter, exactly as Elijah had delivered.